welcome. Today, we're going to explore something, well, something pretty profound. It's a hidden state of mind that can unlock a kind of inner peace you may not have thought was possible. It's called the state of emptiness, and really understanding it might just change how you experience, well, everything.
I just want to say thank you for being here, for joining me on this path of understanding. It truly means a lot. So, let's begin.
Have you ever really stopped to wonder about this? Why is it that one little compliment can make your entire day, but one piece of criticism can just completely ruin it? We tend to think the power is in the words themselves, but what if it's not? What if the real source of all that joy or all that pain is actually happening inside of us? So here's our roadmap for this journey. First, we're going to uncover the 3 automatic reactions that are kind of running the show in our inner world. Then, we'll dive into the secret of true reception, which will lead us right to this idea of the state of emptiness. And of course, we'll cover how to actually create this state and the incredible power that comes right along with it.
All right, let's dive right in. Every time you experience something, a word, a look, you name it, your mind isn't just passively watching. No way. It's running a pre-written script, an automatic program that's controlling your entire experience, probably without you even realizing it. And these scripts, they generally fall into 3 categories. First, we react with emotion. You know, the joy, the anger, the sadness. Second, we react with analysis. That's our thinking mind, always questioning and judging. But there's a third way, a kind of pure, direct awareness that we so often miss. And we'll call that receiving with the core. Let's just look at how this plays out with a simple compliment. Someone says, "You look beautiful." The emotional reaction, it's instant, right? You feel happiness, pleasure. But then the analytical reaction kicks in, and it starts questioning, why did they say that? Are they being sincere? Maybe they just want something. You see how both reactions, the feeling and the thinking, actually pull us away from simply being there in the moment? And this leads us to a really profound secret about how our minds actually work. There is a critical, foundational moment in every single one of our experiences that we almost universally and completely overlook. And here is that crucial point. Every single message, everything you experience, is first received by your core, that pure, unfiltered part of your awareness. The problem is, our automatic habits of emotion and analysis are just so fast, they hijack the experience almost instantly, burying that initial moment of pure reception. This timeline here illustrates it perfectly. An event occurs. A word is spoken. Instantly, your core receives it. Then, just a fraction of a second later, bam, your emotion and your analysis take over. But notice that space between them, that natural, silent gap between pure perception and your conditioned reaction. That tiny gap, well, that's the key to everything. That silent gap, that space between perceiving something and reacting to it, it isn't just an empty void. It's a powerful state of being, a state of profound clarity. This is what we call the state of emptiness.
Now, let's be really clear. Emptiness here doesn't mean nothingness or being unaware. It's actually the total opposite. It's a state that is empty of judgment, empty of emotional turbulence, empty of all that mental chatter. But it is full of a quiet, steady knowing. It's the awareness that you are aware before your mind decides what to make of it. It's a state of perfect inner balance.
This table really shows it in action. Look, when we operate from emotion or analysis, hearing "you're crazy" causes a negative dip, and hearing "you're beautiful" causes a positive spike. We're constantly fluctuating up and down. But from the state of emptiness, both phrases are perceived for what they truly are at their core. Just sounds. They're equal. They lose their power to disturb our inner balance.
Now, I know this might all sound a bit abstract, but it is an intensely practical skill. We can actually learn to consciously widen that gap, to create that pause in our daily lives, especially when we feel ourselves getting triggered.
So, The big question is, how do we do it, right? When someone says that one thing that just pushes all of our buttons, how can we access that space of calm awareness instead of just reacting on autopilot?
Well, here is an incredibly powerful tool. It's a simple 4-word mantra. The moment you feel a strong emotional or analytical reaction starting to rise up, you just mentally command yourself, release, stop, cease, end. It acts like a circuit breaker, just cutting off the reaction's momentum and creating a very real pause.
The next technique is all about shifting your anchor. See, normally our attention is anchored to the meaning of the words. Instead, try anchoring it in the simple fact that you are hearing. You're shifting from, "What they said is making me so angry," to, "I am aware that I am hearing a sound." It's a simple shift, but it separates the raw sensory data from the story your mind immediately wants to create about. So the goal isn't to become some kind of robot with no feelings or thoughts. Not at all. The goal is to change the sequence. The new sequence is this. First, create the pause and receive with your core. Second, find your center, your balance, in that silence. And only then, from that place of stability, do you choose to engage your mind to analyze the situation and respond with wisdom and clarity. And when you begin to practice this, when you start to live more from this place of inner stillness, the effects on your life, well, they are nothing short of transformational. You start to find a deep inner peace that praise and criticism can't touch. True wisdom begins to emerge because you're no longer reacting from a place of agitation. You'll find that underlying fears and mental blocks start to dissolve when you stop feeding them with reactive energy. And you gain this power to see people and events clearly, which is how you begin to heal old wounds.
And this is really the key takeaway. True mastery of your inner world isn't about never feeling anger again or never having a critical thought. It's about creating enough space within yourself so that you are no longer a slave to those reactions. It's about having the freedom to choose your response from a foundation of unshakable inner peace. This is just the beginning of the journey. If this exploration has resonated with you, I'd invite you to subscribe to our channel so we can continue on this path of discovery together. Thank you so much for your time and your attention.